Hey, we are back with another phenomenal episode of the Elevate Beyond show. We are in episode 8 after a 1-week hiatus, and this week we're actually going to be having 2 amazing guests. Today we're going to have on Racquel Goldy, who I'm very, very excited about, and then on Thursday we're going to have a redo of Alexis Tyke Miller, who is the host of the Laptop Lifestyle podcast. But before we begin, I just want to say if you're on the West Coast, good morning. If you're on the East Coast, I hope this gets you ready and fired up for lunch. For those of you that are in Central Time or Mountain Time or outside of the country, welcome to the Elevate Beyond show. We're happy to have you, and we're ready to have this party get going. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Racquel. And Racquel is someone who we actually got connected through Carrie Steele, who was on an earlier episode of the Elevate Beyond show. And since then, me and Racquel have had a chance to get to know each other a little bit. And today we'll actually be announcing something spectacular that we're able to work on together. So when you talk about networking and the power of people, never question where things may come from, but always be good to people, be nice to people, and the right people will come into your life. So without further ado, let me bring in Racquel. 1 second. Jumps in, and we will be good soon. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
What is up? Look at that energy. That is some beautiful energy, and that's what we like here on the Elevate Beyond show. How are you?
I'm great. Good morning, Jake. It is morning your time.
My time. The sun is shining in Los Angeles right now, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this. What's going on?
I'm super excited. The sun is shining here in Florida. I was saying I wanted to do this outside, but the Wi-Fi definitely would not have worked out.
We need Wi-Fi. We had it happen on this live show where the Wi-Fi has completely gone out, and it's been awkward for everybody. But you know what? It's a live show, and so we're just going to have...
Gotta roll with it. Live shows, live entertainment.
So
we know how that goes.
So let's just jump right into it. About 10, 15 minutes long or so, and I want to just jump straight into it. I want to ask you kind of give us the rundown of who you are, what you do, and what's coming up for you.
So I am Racquel Goldy, and I am the in-arena host for the Florida Panthers, which is the NHL team in Florida, in case you didn't know. So basically, my responsibility is to do all of the in-game entertainment. So I'm on the Jumbotron hosting the game. I'm doing all the fan interactions, any of the contests during intermission, any of the live hits when they cut to commercial break. That's what I'm doing. So basically what you would see on TV when they're doing all the Fox broadcasts, like when they're cutting to them, you're cutting to me in game. Yeah. So, and then I'm also a music journalist and freelance and do all that fun stuff because you can never be busy enough, right?
Right. So you're the person that is the reason why people go to games.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what I like to think in my head.
So
yeah, no, I'm responsible for, keeping the crowd entertained when there's no puck in play.
Right. And I have a feeling you do a great job. I haven't seen it live yet, but
you need to come to a game. You have to. I've been telling you, you have to come to a game next season. Next season, it's happening.
I will. So you also said you're a music journalist, and I believe you're also, if I'm not mistaken, a dance teacher.
I am. I have been dancing since I was 3, and it's easy. It's easy to teach when you love something. So I get to teach little kiddos from ages 5 to 18 how to dance, and it's very interesting. Kids say really funny things, and you just never know what's going to come out of their mouths. I wish I had like a TV show or like a camera set up because it's pretty hilarious.
I'm sure. I can only imagine. So talk to me though about, you wear a lot of hats, you do a lot of different things, you're continuously striving for greatness. What are some of the things that on a day-to-day basis are challenges for you, or what are some of the things that you think about that are really like, wow, I'm loving the journey, I love what I do, but I'm stuck, and how do I get out of it?
Yeah. I mean, I've always been super hard on myself because I've known since I was little that I wanted to be a journalist and a host. I always tell the story, I was watching TRL when I was like 10 or 9, whatever, and I saw Carson Daly hosting TRL, and I was like, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. And my mom was like, okay. Like thinking like, every little kid is like, I want to do this. I want to be a princess. I want to be a fireman. I want to be whatever. And I was like, I want to be a host. That's what I want to do. But I was actually really super shy. Like talking in front of people growing up. So when I was in high school, I was in peer counseling and we kind of had to do all these presentations in front of the whole school. And I got over my fear of public speaking. And by the time I was a senior in high school, I was doing a presentation. And one of the teachers actually said, she was like, you should go to school for broadcasting. And I was like, yes, that's what I'm going to do. So in that moment in time, I was like, okay, yeah, this is exactly, I'm in the right path. So, but yeah, I mean, I've always known that this is what I wanted to do, so I kind of put a lot of pressure on myself. And I feel like when you're in college and you're kind of figuring everything out, you obviously make goals for yourself and you're like, by this time I want to do this and by this age I want to do that. And I mean, that's great to have goals and you should set goals and you should have like a vision of what you want to do and how you want to succeed in life. But know that it might not happen as fast as you want it to. And I think that's something that I've kind of been figuring out because when I graduated college, I had all these internships and I did all these cool things already. And then I was kind of sitting there, I was like, okay, but I need a job. So how am I going to do this? And so I think that's one thing that you need to think about. And that's something that you probably would struggle with. And that's what I struggled with. And I mean, you know, my job with the Panthers is seasonal. So you still continue to struggle with this because you kind of have to figure out what the next step is before you finished one step. You always have to be thinking ahead. And I think, like you said earlier, with networking and kind of not being afraid to talk to anyone, you have to be that way, at least in my field, your field, because that's how you make connections and that's how you can get jobs.
I think that's great stuff. Patience and understanding that it's a process.
Yes.
Now you're on the process. You've clearly overcome some things since you first started and had the dream. How do you show confidence? Because there's a lot of people that may think that they have confidence internally, they have confidence maybe about themselves, or they struggle with confidence. How do you help yourself feel confident?
I mean, I definitely struggled with confidence growing up just because, I don't know, you're growing up, you're trying to figure everything out. And then, I don't know, I think something in me, when I was in college, something in me totally just like clicked. I think it was, I honestly would say it's when I got my first internship because I got an internship with iHeartMedia in Miami. And I think at that moment in time, like when I realized I got the internship, it was kind of like you are good enough, you belong in this field. Like it was a validation. And I think that's when my confidence kind of really kicked in because I've had so many people say, you're so confident, like you're not afraid to talk to anyone, you're not afraid to do anything, you're talking in front of 17,000 people every game day, like how do you do it? And I'm like, honestly, you kind of don't care. You can't care what people think. You really can't. I mean, if I'm talking in front of a sold out crowd and there's however many people, I mean, yeah, I've had people like tweet me mean things and post mean things and whatever, and you just kind of can't care. You can't. So you kind of have to know that you're good enough and that you're going to be doing what you're supposed to be doing because you're meant to do it and you'll figure it out. And you have to be confident. You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta find it deep down.
Right. And for me, I have this thing, and you say you can't care what people think. So I have this thing where like, I don't care what people think and I'm willing to do crazy things.
Yeah.
I want to put myself on the line. I'm willing to do embarrassing things on stage.
Yeah.
I'll come out dancing. Like I'll do whatever I have to do. But at the same time, I care so much about what people think because the more that they're involved in a positive way or giving me comments, the more I can improve upon myself. Right. So it's an interesting thing because when we talk about confidence and I say, I don't care what anyone thinks, I'm willing to do whatever. That's part of also self-awareness. And I think that things that anyone who's listening to this can take away from is that having self-awareness, having confidence in yourself can be shown in so many different ways. And sometimes all it takes is for us to exert one step of self-awareness or confidence, and that will lead to more and more. And I think that's something that you do a great job with. And confidence that you have is one of the reasons why we've been able to team up together. And for everyone that doesn't know yet, I run the Professional Basketball Combine, which is a secondary NBA draft combine that we actually hold in Bradenton, Florida. And me and Racquel got to know each other a little bit, and her confidence, her energy, her self-awareness has been really exciting. And I'm going to let her, because she's the journalist here, break the news live on Instagram and tell us how you're able to team up this year? Go ahead.
This is news right now, everyone. So I am super excited to announce that I'm going to be the correspondent for the Professional Basketball Combine, which is going to be happening in a couple of weeks. So you are going to see me taking over all of the social media. You're not going to be able to get away from me. Sorry. And we're going to make everyone follow everything on social media. And I'm going to be doing the interviews with the players, and kind of all access pass is what I'm going to be there for, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no. And if I could give you a standing ovation with a crowd of 17,000 right now, I totally would. But
that was a good announcement.
Right. Yeah, no, that was so we're stoked to have you. And I think what's going to be really exciting is to take this energy and to showcase to people, like, look, you don't know where your next opportunity can come, or who you might know, or who might know somebody else. I said in the intro,
right,
introduced through Carrie, who was on the show before. She introduced us over Instagram DM. We started chatting with no hidden agendas. We just started chatting, and we had a great time communicating. Yeah. And then I started building out the PBC for this year, and things were growing. I was like, you know what? Who do I want to do these interviews? And I was like, oh my gosh, Racquel's in Florida, and she's awesome. So let's see if we can make it happen. And that's what we did. So, you never know who you're talking to. You never know what opportunities may arise. And I think that that's a really awesome thing. And I am super excited to have you. And I think the audience is going to love you. I think our fans are going to love you. I think the players are going to love you. I think it's going to be a spectacular partnership for you.
I am so excited for this. And I'm so excited that we just announced it, because I feel like I've been holding it in for so long. Because obviously, for those of you who don't know, you have to plan these things like really far in advance, as you can only imagine. So when did we talk about this? We talked about this like 3 or 2 months ago. Like it's been
like a month.
It's been a secret.
Yeah, it's been a secret, but it's been a beautiful secret. And now that secret has blossomed into a beautiful announcement.
So now everyone knows.
let's kind of tie everything together here and get into a final couple questions. But before we, how can people get in touch with you? How can we follow you? Obviously, we're on Instagram Live right now, but how can people stay in touch with you who watch this after we go live?
Yeah, so you can follow me on social media at Racquel Goldy, RACQUELGOLDY. I'm the same thing on Twitter, on Instagram, and I always tell people, I'm like, listen, follow me. Like, if you have any questions, DM me. I'm always the person to talk, because I was always that person that was like, hey, let me ask you a question. Can I get in touch with you? Whatever, can I do this? My email is off the rack at gmail.com. It's on my Instagram. You can, like, where it says contact me, it's there, and you can email me. You can ask me any questions, like, feel free. We can chat about hockey, whatever you want, music, like, it's fine. Any questions, feel free. And then you can follow me. You can like my page on Facebook, Racquel Goldy.
Okay, so let's take that. Everyone, make sure you follow her. Make sure you connect with her. She's awesome. So
I'm fun.
Let's take it one step further and think about. I want to think about your future. If you were to look at yourself down the road, maybe 5-10 years down the line, what's something that you want to have in your life? Not necessarily a career goal, it can be, but what's something or someone or a few different things to that you really want to have shown in your life?
I definitely want to make my way to television. That's always kind of been the end goal, whether there's like a transition through radio as well. And I kind of want to do it all. I love radio. I started in radio. I interned in radio. I did radio in college. And I interned in TV after that. And I just love both aspects of it. They're both completely different. Completely different. And then it's really cool getting to have the experience in live entertainment with the Panthers and being the in-game host. But that's definitely something I want to work towards, is a television, gig, whether it be steady, whether it be being a correspondent, journalist, or a host, whether it be in entertainment, sports, music, whatever, kind of, I can do it all. But definitely want to do that. And then I always have this dream of either hosting a music festival or being a correspondent for a music festival, just because I love music so much. And music is definitely something that brings people together. And, I've made so many friends and such good friendships from being at concerts or covering music festivals or just anything and everything. So that's definitely also something that I'd want to do.
Awesome.
So,
Well,
yeah.
maybe in the future, the PBC might be on TV. That could be,
Yeah.
that could be one of your ultimate debuts. But that's fantastic. And so before we wrap up, I want to just acknowledge you, Racquel. Before we do that, I want to acknowledge the people that have spent the time listening to us today. We've had a couple people
Yeah.
in, and we appreciate that. I love it. And we'll make sure to continue giving you guys the shout outs you deserve for the support you give us. And we appreciate it. But back to you, who the show is all about, is I want to acknowledge you for being a ray of sunshine, right? A ball of energy, somebody that every time when we get to talk, I get excited. And that bubbly energy and personality is something that's contagious. And when you can possess that with authenticity and vulnerability, which I think you also possess, that's when true magic happens. And I think that's why a lot of your fans and your supporters really believe in you. And that's why I wanted to get you involved with everything that we do. So I want to acknowledge you for all those amazing things that you are doing, you're currently doing, and I'm excited to see you on TV soon.
Thank you so much. That was so nice. I'm so excited to be a part of the Elevate Beyond show, and it's an amazing thing that you're doing, and I'm super excited to be a part of the PBC. That's gonna be so exciting.
Great. And our final question, this is typically like how we like to end the Elevate Beyond show, is one final question. What is your definition of success?
Dun, dun, dun. I was waiting for this one. So for me, I think that success is kind of, everyone has their own definition, but for me, it is achieving the different goals that you have and kind of chasing after those dreams. And I feel that for me, success is an interesting word. I was speaking at a conference, and it was for high school students, and they were like, so all of your success, and I was like, whoa, that word, whoa, hold on. That's a big word. But I feel like it's definitely, you know, achieving those dreams and really just going and getting after it. And you can have, I think, small successes leading to a big giant success. So for me right now, I'm achieving the smaller successes, and then in the future, hopefully we will achieve the major success. The big word.
Awesome.
The big word.
Well, that is a great definition of success. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Racquel Goldy on the Elevate Beyond show. I'm your host, Jake Kelfer, and we will see you in a couple days for the next episode. So thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you. And Racquel, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Take care.
Bye.